but because, the guy that shot everybody clearly had all these psychological issues and had all these problems within the school. No one did anything about it. No one was like, okay, you've got some problems, we need to help this kid. He was not saying that someone should have, like, it's someone's problem, like, that this shooting could have been stopped. And there's the Friends of Rachel is a organization that goes around to schools and they do talks and they talk to students specifically about anti-bullying and being positive in the community and helping each other just work together. And when they came to my school, it was like, I want to say probably 10% of the school population, all the students that had felt something terrible that happened in their life, and they're like, oh my gosh, I felt something bad happen. I understand how these people felt, or I've been bullied. I know how this feels. I want to help. Like, those people were like, yeah, Friends of Rachel is great. Everyone else was like, okay, Friends of Rachel.
The anti-bullying in some ways are always kind of the butt of jokes at schools.
Yeah, it becomes a joke because it's because they know nothing is going to happen. If you get in trouble for bullying, like no one's gonna fess up. No one's gonna go to the principal. No one's gonna go to guidance, because if you go to guidance, you're seen as weak. You're seen as stupid. You're that kid with problems. And being a kid with problems, it's never fun. Like if you have an anxiety attack in class, or if you're having a bad day and something's going on, or one of your friends is having a really tough time with some other kid that's spreading rumors about them online, where the teachers can't do anything about it. Stuff that's outside of school but still affecting them in school.
It very much affects you in school, yeah.
Yeah, they can't do anything. So, and even though there are some schools that have implemented things like, they can go on Facebook and be like, all right, well, you're both students at the school and it's affecting you, that's a problem, but it's still really tricky. The point is, like, going to guidance at school is tough in the first place. You have to say, okay, well, I'm going to go, you have to go to your teacher and ask for permission. Hey, can I go to the guidance office to talk to my teacher, to my guidance counselor? And then oftentimes you have to validate your reason why. Your teacher's like, well, why do you want to skip class? Are you sad or something? And you're like, well, I'm having an issue and I want to go talk to someone about it. And the rest of your class, meanwhile, is probably taking your test and like, what's your problem?
Trying to figure out what's wrong with the one student who now has to justify themselves to the teacher before they even go to the counselor.
Yeah.
This is a really convoluted system for a young person to get assistance. This is really...
So,
Because it's not criminalized.
it's what?
Bullying in most states, almost every state in the union has no bullying laws.
We do.
There are very few. And congratulations if you do, because I work for a sheriff's office.
New Jersey has quite a few.
Yeah.
I mean, the one thing, going back to what she said, I think this is something that, unfortunately, from my limited knowledge, most institutions in the schools are very reactionary. This happened, let's do something about it. Whereas, in this particular case,
Just like women's.
okay, wow. Whereas in this case, they're actually proactive in trying to set something in motion beforehand. All right, I'm going to take this quicker than I thought it was. Let's make it quick.
So I'm just a little uncomfortable with the idea of this being criminalized because, Snape, are there that many little sociopaths running around the schools, or are the kids who are the bullies, can often get, in many cases bullied themselves, feel like this is the way they're going to
There's a lot of things that do show that,
there's a lot of, sort of looking at this from a systemic way, that not just saying, oh, bully, bad kid. Yeah, they are, but
If an adult pushes another adult into the wall, it's assault. It should be assault as a kid.
no,
as a child.
pushing into a wall, but also looking at, if this is so prevalent, like what is turning these kids into bullies?
What turned the adult into a bully? Same thing. Maybe we still have every county.
Yeah, and what can we do from that? Have a safe place like your children go to, that
Yeah,
you probably pay through the nose for them to go to.
And I'm very privileged.
I,
Yeah, and then
idealistically,
public school
if
is
it's,
not gonna happen.
idealistically, if it's handled proactively from the start, then like I said, there's no quick remedy. There's no one, anti-curse or anti-spell. There's no one thing we can do that will work across the board on every bullying scenario. It's very, yes.
Well, for me personally, like I was getting judged on my body behavior, and the guidance counselor asked me personally, as 14-year-old in 8th grade, do you want to suspend this kid or go to a further investigation of sexual harassment? At 14, I was supposed to give in. My parents weren't even, I get to choose if my parents want to know or if I want to do the investigation. And I was like, how are you putting that on me? And I think that that's another big thing is I didn't know what to do. I went home and I cried to my parents and said, you need to help me here. I don't know what to do. And as a 14-year-old, I said, no, don't do that because these are kids and I don't want that on their permanent record. But then again, it hasn't stopped.
But it's in your permanent
Yeah.
history, so
And I think that's a big thing.
that's a tough decision for a 20 or 30-year-old to make, let alone
And
a
I'm
14-year-old.
14 and my parents even didn't know the decision they should make.
Yeah.
They were like, well, I know, let's see if it stops. And I still wanted to go
Yeah,
back.
I
but
don't think
can't.
let's see if it stops has ever worked
Yeah.
across the board. I'm just going to go on the record. I don't think that's ever worked. I know you've got a question, I'm just going to, and then we're going to wrap this up soon.
Sorry. I do often wonder, I wasn't one that was bullied, but I know somebody that has been. And you wonder in this society, are we just overly sensitive or are kids being kids? I'm not trying to defend anyone bullying. It does need to stop. I have not been a victim, but I've seen victims and it's unfair. I worry about the school system. But as they just, and we have a small child, our son is 3 and a half, and he's going to start public school, and I'm scared to death. But I wonder about the anti-bullying. We have no bullying. Again, like you said, Nigel, it's like, oh, well, we don't know what to do. Just like somebody goes on probation, how many strikes and then you're out? If there's absolutely zero tolerance, then they should hold it to it. You've been accused of bullying, you're out of here. I don't care what the case is. Same thing with sexual offenders. Once you've been accused, you are labeled for the rest of your life. If they have a zero bullying tolerance, then they should hold it to them until the end of school. That's just my opinion. Because if it happens once, it's going to happen twice or 3 times. How many times is a kid going to cry wolf and nothing is brought up?
I can't address everything, I'm sorry. Honestly, I didn't think we'd get to 28 minutes. So.
So, the first one was talking about something that, at least in one place, is called community conference center. And how they've implemented it in the Baltimore Community Conference Center instead of sending kids there straight into the juvenile system. And what you do is you get the accuser and the bully or whatever together along with, criminal charge versus for whatever they want. And then they lay out what happened and what the victim wants to happen from that point. And then everyone signs a contract agreeing what will happen and what are the questions. And it has the most amazing success
I was going to ask how effective actually is this?
99% of them work out a contract. And 96% of those stick to that contract for activism.
And what ages are we talking about?
As early as you want. They started, I think, in middle schools and high schools in Baltimore.
Okay, so 12, 13.
Yeah, but you can train them at 5 to start, you don't hit back or you don't hit in the first place, and if you have a problem, you come together to the community conference table. And it works on all scales, like one-on-one instance of sexual harassment is used, or an entire neighborhood where the kids are being rowdy and breaking windows, and that started a football program by one of the men who wanted to issue such charges. And I think it's just an incredible tool that they're trying to implement more and more, but it's such a pain in
I find it incredibly hard to believe that works.
It
Honestly.
does.
The last thing I would want to do is sit down with Vladimir.
It is
You know, the
extremely
thing is,
stressful.
and the last thing.
That's why we never
the
talk.
last thing. The last thing they would want to do is stop being a bully. I mean, so.
You don't know that.
You don't know that.
And I think in some
And
cases,
in my
I will say
case-
this.
In my case, I do.
And that is
Right.
entirely reasonable.
I will say this, and I know that some people who have habitually have done things, didn't, for whatever reason, see themselves as a bully. And I went to my 10-year reunion just last week, and my 10-year, it's not that funny, a while back, and I went to the free bar event the night before. I didn't actually pay to go to the actual evening because I wasn't going to pay to be in a room full of people who didn't like me 10 years ago. I wasn't, but the free event the night before I went, and I used this just to go home and see people, like my family and stuff. And one of the kids whose nickname was Critter, here he is now at the time, 28, almost 30 years old, and he still goes by Critter, not Chris. He asked me, he's like, you live like in New York now, right? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, well, why did you move there? And which he didn't say quite as effectively as that, but he was trying to picture with a southern twang and not looking like Snape. He said, why did you move there? And I said, well, you probably don't remember this, but I didn't exactly fit in. And this grin just spread over his face because he was one of the popular kids. And I have never been the popular kid, ever. And I love Dean so much, and I love interacting with Snape and Sirius and Bella. I think it's great. And I love the fact that we can be in character, but it's never personal. It's just for the delight of the fans of the universe, and I do love it. So.
Would you like a positive resolution?
Huh?
When my son, I have twin sons, they're grown up now. Stuart, bless his heart, needed a manager. He had the attention span of a ferret on crack. In middle school, they had just gone through the whole anti-bullying campaign of conflict resolution, how not to get into fights. Thank you. And of course, it wasn't a week later, and middle school boys, being middle school boys, are trying to get into fights. And my son took it to heart. He honestly did. How not to fight, because he was not going to get into trouble because he could do that all on his own. And so the kids are nagging him, and you know how they'll start to get the crowd and nag the two, come on, fight. And they're in each other's face, so my son stood there, turned around, dropped his pants, and mooned the other kid. Broke up, everybody cracked up. It was over that fast. On the downside, Mr. Polkinghorn, bless him, understood my son and his cognitive disabilities, and gave me a call and said, well, yes, the fight was broke up. I'm going to give him detention after school because it was inappropriate, and yes, indeed, dropping your shorts, and it's inappropriate. He broke it up. He did exactly what he was taught to do. His detention after school, Mr. Polkinghorn took him to McDonald's. But he did it right. This is a troubled kid who has cognitive difficulties.
I hate to interrupt. I know they're going to come in and say they were overtime. They got one question or one comment just to go real quickly. We're wrapping it up right now. There's a lot of negativity in the news and the internet and everything. Do not lose sight of the fact that there are tons of kids who stand behind other kids. There are football teams who shave their heads for young cancer boys. There are all kinds of young people who rally together to right wrongs. So it's not all negative, and it's not all bad. The important thing is to keep that in mind and to do what you can safely when you can. I have one more comment because I know not a bit that I would let this go, so go.
Thank you. You don't have to wait till they're 5. I work with 2 and 3-year-olds, and in our class we have 3 rules, which is you keep body safe, you keep feeling safe, and you keep hard work safe. And when one kid knocks another kid over or knocks their class over, they have to do a check-in, and they have to ask, are you okay? And the other kid will either say yes or no. And if they say no, then the first kid says, what would make you feel better? What would make you feel better? And I can't tell you how many upsets I avoid by just saying, oh, someone will come, so-and-so hit me. I said, oh, so-and-so, check in. And it's done. And they're starting to learn. Now, it doesn't mean this behavior stops because they're 2 and 3, but you're laying groundwork.
You are laying ground. And again, like that program, if you do proactive things as a friend, as a parent, as young people, as adults, if you do proactive things, you can't eliminate it, but you can do a whole lot to knock it down, knock the blank out of it. Thank you guys for suffering through this. I promise if we do this again. here, let's